In a market where AI can write 100 blog posts in a second, why do some brands will still stand out in the future, obviously, when we have an AI based economy? Well, you see, there's one concept to this is it's called storytelling, basically. You see, AI is flooding the world with content. And it's just the beginning. It's going to be even more and more generic. We'll have ads, blogs, videos, emails, whatever you want, even 3D, generic 3D environments that are going to be generated with AI. Now, you see, one of the problems with it is that it becomes what's could called sameness, highly generic, no differentiation. Everything looks and sounds alike, and that's why I wanted to create this stream, because here I want to go a little bit deeper and show you why storytelling is more important than ever, and how it's the secret, kind of a secret weapon in an AI driven market and AI based economy, basically. So let's plunge into what's all about. The flood of AI content, we see it every day. I mean, even at this point where AI is not highly integrated, is not highly deployed in every company, we already see the flood of AI content, highly generic content that's kind of the same from one business to another. And so we're gonna see even more content explosion, which is gonna be cheaper, faster, and kind of endless, because it's all gonna be generated with AI. Okay. So companies using AI to generate entire website or even marketing campaigns will become the norm. And you see audiences or even clients, customers get kind of overwhelmed, and it's harder to remember anything, to be honest with you. So the key point here is that information is abundant, and it's going to be even more abundant, but meaning is scarce. Meaning is scarce. That's the key of all of those things. So why storytelling cuts through the noise? You know, that's kind of something that is more psychological that we think. Humans are kind of wired for stories. We remember narratives, not facts. Not in you see those ads where basically they will say, "Oh, that's the best, that's the best chocolate bar, or whatever it is." But they could, those are facts. They're not stories. I mean, there's no emotional aspect to them, obviously. So storytelling is kind of emotion plus meaning plus connection. That's what storytelling it's all about. And if you go back into antiquity, or even when we were in tribes, the way we were kind of retaining information is through stories, is through what happened. That was kind of the norm. But strangely, and with the industrial revolution and the knowledge economy and everything that goes with, we kind of forgot stories, and we say stories is for children, but now you have to learn facts, and it becomes a nightmare. I mean, some of you who got through college or university, obviously, I'm sure you remember the yeah, you had to retain all the facts and then regurgitate them on one of the exams. um, Not a good way to learn, obviously. So, as an example, Apple, you all know Apple. Apple doesn't just sells iPhone. They tells basically a story about creativity, lifestyle, about being the highly creative as possible. But it's all stories. So if we have to make any insights in here, is that storytelling makes information stick. It's basically a glue that helps us to retain information. If if you want to imagine a glue, that's the way it's gonna be. Storytelling as a competitive advantage is in AI markets. You see, when AI levels the playing field in an AI based economy, everyone has the same tools. And yeah, I know some of you are gonna tell, oh, by the way, no, they're not gonna use the same AI because there will be different AI models. No, 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 no. I mean, it's gonna be like electricity or internet. We all use the same electricity, doesn't matter where it's coming from, or we all use internet, you know, doesn't matter from which provider it's coming from. The only thing when it comes to internet, the only thing that changes is the speed of data that comes and goes, download and upload. But all things related AI, it's a general purpose technology, and it's gonna be everywhere. Everyone will gonna use the same AI or similar AI. So everyone has the same tool. In this case, in terms of in order to differentiate yourself, you need to have stories, and stories will become the differentiator, one of the key differentiator, especially if you are in marketing. Marketing is all about communicating your product or service to clients, and communicating this in a generic way will be really, really difficult to sell. So as an example, let's say we have two fintech apps. They will offer identical AI-driven features. All right. The one tells a story about empowering financial freedom obviously will attract more loyalty. It's gonna be just natural. And versus the other that will basically regurgitate facts. We are, I know, in this case, they're probably gonna say we are the customer satisfaction is more it's more than 100% or something like that. I don't know, but you see, they just gonna regurgitate facts about how good they are. The customers that put them 5 stars, all the social proof that they could bring, but nothing will be good. Will be good enough when you gonna tell a good story about what's going on, what will happen, and that's the key of success. So one of the insights that we could extract from it is that products can be copied, but stories, genuine stories, cannot. Now, what's the human role in storytelling? Well, AI can generate words, but it doesn't have lived experience. It could mimic it. It could mimic a lot of things, emotions, or even feelings. It could mimic a bunch of things, but if it doesn't compare itself with real, with real experience that somebody lived through. And personal stories, founder stories, customer case studies. Those are one that builds trust and what we could call reliability, or they create connection with the customer, the client, or the audience. Let's say an example is the startup founder sharing why they build their product, and the product resonates more than a polished AI actually generated campaign. It's all about connection. It's all about build relationship with your audience, with your clients, with your customers. Even if you're an employee, with your boss, I mean, you could tell a good story. And I guarantee you that your boss will retain more information about what you just wanted to share that if you just regurgitate facts. So the key points here is that authenticity comes from lived experience, not algorithm. You need to have lived experience to share a good story. Or if you don't have a lived experience, well, you could create a good story. I mean, there's a lot of science fiction novels that writers that create stories from scratch, but obviously you need to learn how to do it. So, how to craft stories in an AI age? You see, and I'm not going too much into details because just the story, the subject of the storytelling, it's a science by itself. But you need to have a hero's journey. Every customer wants to be the hero. Your brand basically becomes the guide. Then you have the conflict, and then resolution highlights the problem, then the transformation itself. And then you have the value driven storytelling. It connects basically to your product, to a bigger mission. Um, let's take as an example Tesla. Let's take Tesla. That's not just the cars, but the story of accelerating the world toward sustainability. And they create the whole stories around this mission, this idea basically. So if I need to give you a tip is that let AI assist with drafting. If you want to generate stories, that's all right. But inject, and that's crucial. That's really crucial. Inject your unique story, your unique perspective, your unique approach, your unique vision, and everything that goes with. Now, if we look at at a practical framework for business storytelling, we need to ask ourselves three questions. First, what transformation are we offering customers? You know, what's our why or our why beyond the product, why we exist basically. And then which real stories, what it could be customer wins, founder store journey, can we share? Because obviously you cannot share everything. I mean, but you need to create a story that you think will add value to whatever you're doing and will create connection, will create loyalty, will create trust with your clients or customers, audience, call it whatever you want. You need to create connection, trust, and what to call relatability to your to people that are gonna do the business with you. So build consistent story arcs across content, and that's really important because it's not just you should not just limit it to one thing. When you do storytelling through all the platform, through all the elements that you're using in marketing. Could be WhatsApp, social media, even sales pitch, whatever they are. And one of the rules here is that let AI generate content, but let human craft the story. So, and that's the symbiosis around around the way I look at it. And in my previous videos, you see me talking a lot that AI actually augments human. AI will not replace you. So you have to let AI generate the uh, the 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 heavy lifting, basically generate the content. It could be in words, it could be videos, sounds effect, whatever it is. You need to let AI generate it, but you need to craft the story. You need to be the initiator. You need to put your own specific, original, genuine vision in it. That's what creates a good story. Now, if we recap the whole thing, you see, AI makes information cheap, but storytelling makes meaning valuable. AI cannot just create or generate meaning. I mean, the meaning will have to come from you. So, in a world full of AI generated content, the brands that will tell the best human stories will always win. You know, that's kind of things that were proven again and again. And I see, and unfortunately, I don't see it. Like I look everywhere, and it's even people that they're doing marketing content. They're just regurgitating. They're just bombarding people with facts, and they even put some music in the background. But I mean, that's not a story. I mean, you cannot sell it. It's just not something that will be sold. One of the example is the Dyson vacuum cleaners. My gosh, I mean, they did well. The products are good. They're good. They're definitely good. They doing a lot of R&D for about related to vacuum cleaners, but they create a whole story around this founder and how he did it and what and what went wrong, what that didn't went wrong. Actually, I think they're preparing to release a film about Dyson. You see, they focusing on storytelling, and that's a beautiful story, basically. So that's it for today. If you have some question, comments, or if you want to share any ideas, please put them in the comment section. Put like, subscribe is if it's not already the case, and I will see you in the next one.